So if you have an iPad or an Android tablet or a cell phone that's either Google or Apple, you can actually download the Smart Pianist app. It looks like this, Yamaha Smart Pianist. It is a free app and it works with any piano that has the capability to work with this app. Now the CLPs don't come ready to work with the Clavinova Smart Pianist app. You would have to change the firmware on that. That's an entirely different video, and you can look that up. Just type in changing the firmware on your CLP so that you can learn how to update your firmware so that it is compatible with this app. The app is not going to provide any more features than is already available on the panel that we showed you earlier. But instead, the features will be right here. You'll have your piano room, which is here. You have your voices, all the instruments that come with the CLP piano, they're all right here. And you have your songs. What you don't have is your rhythms. There are no rhythms available in here. You would have to access them from the panel. I'm not entirely sure why it's like that, but that is what they have provided. So if you can see here, in the songs, these are all the same songs that are in the 50 classics. It looks like 3 books, but it's not. They're 50 pieces that's just divided up. So the first book has a few, the second one has the duets, and the last one has the original masterpieces. These are all available in sheet music form on this screen. So depending on how big your screen is, that is how much you will see. I'm going to say done because I've selected my piece, and here's the music. I can press play and I can listen to it. It's easier now to change the tempo if I want to. So just like on our panel before, we could change these things, but now it's so much easier to do. You can even transpose it. Let's say the key of D is entirely too simple for you, so let's change it to something else. You can, if you want to practice different keys. The voices are going to be the same. You're going to have that same option to put the acoustic bass on the left and the main. Now it's easier to change your split point. I'm going to have bass only up to here, piano up to here. It's also much easier to layer your instruments because now you just have to click on it and pick your instrument to play with it. Piano and choir layered together. So you'll see the blue here is across the piano and the orange is across the piano. Just to review, the left, the pink, is only up to here, and the orange main is only up to here, and that can be adjusted. And then back up to the piano room, everything we discussed in the previous videos as far as choosing all of your options. Remember all the options that we saw in the screen? They're all available here. Lid position. You can do it by hand, which is kind of a fun thing to do, or you can click on it. You have your brightness, and instead of pushing the buttons to the left and right, you just slide it. Your touch curve would be your soft, medium, fixed keyboard, how hard and how soft it feels. And here's all your resonance, your half pedal point. Everything is so much easier to access. Say done when you're done with that screen. You can go to your different halls here, chamber. Let's go to our cathedral. This time we can see a beautiful cathedral. Let's go to the environment here to increase the reverb. Remember how we played it before. And now I'm going to increase the reverb. So everything is still available here, except for the rhythms. The instrument must be connected in order to be able to work with this app. If the instrument is not connected, the app is not going to be able to be used. And here's your Bosendorfer again, and your CFX Grand. Your metronome. We always have a metronome on all of our pianos, all of our digitals. In order to connect the Yamaha Smart Pianist app with your CLP instrument, you are going to have to use some cords that are not normally in your house. You're going to have to find a cord that's called USB to host, and then a camera adapter. If you're using an Apple product, you must use the authentic Apple product for the camera adapter. If you don't use the Apple one, it's actually not going to work. So you'd find this, they're at the Apple Store and available only through the Apple Store. Amazon does not carry them. They're about $34, $35. The USB to host cable is about $7 or $8, found on Amazon. You would plug this into the USB host adapter underneath your piano, and then you plug it into here. If you want a charging cable, then you would also plug in your charger. So your camera adapter will look like this. If you don't need it charged, your camera adapter will be much smaller and it'll just connect this to this. But you do need to have the USB to host, or I mean the host, yeah, the USB to host plug. You need the camera adapter, you need the updated firmware, and then your piano will be connected. But it will not be the Smart Piano, it will just have access to the Smart Pianist functions. So this will now be a remote control for what you would normally use your piano for.